Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Sohee. I'm currently working as a political activist and civic hacker in South Korea. So I stand here on behalf of my team, the Banjan Institute of Politics, and to present an idea to unite your interests and imaginations in digital democracy and future governance. So I think many of you may have attended the yesterday's session, very interesting, entitled Reimagining the Building Blocks of Democracy. And during that session, our team's professor proposed a very interesting and also timely concept, so called the fourth branch. The core point of his idea is involving non-human animals, natures, and future generation in the decision-making process. Because while they're also the essential members of our planet, they are mostly excluded from the current human-centered governance. Well, very interesting, somewhat sci-fi, but still reasonable, right? So simultaneously, it raised numerous questions. Here are three main points. First, how can you choose and trust the representative group of the fourth branch? And second, how can you review the process and ensure it fully aligns with original purpose? And third, is a locker-based approach enough for tackling such a borderless issue? Well, thinking over those questions consistently, an integrating idea just hit me. What if we put this idea on the DAO mechanism? So before jumping in, I wonder how many of you are familiar with DAO? Does anyone have heard about the concept or function of the DAO? Oh, no. OK, I see. So let me provide a brief explanation, but please forgive me that I have only 5 minutes to do, just a quick note. So here I drew a basic fundamental concept of DAO in comparison with a traditional organization. A DAO replaces a central authority with rules encoded as smart contracts, which is stored on the blockchain. Neither a single CEO nor all executive board members decide making a decision, but the DAO works on the decision of its member consensus. So currently, DAO is mainly used as treasury or a shared bank account, but my purpose here is to highlight its components and features as a governance model. So returning to the core concept of the fourth branch, here I demonstrate how and why DAO community is much more fit with its original purpose. First, if the fourth branch has a philosophy and principles, it should be encoded in a smart contract, which automatically determines and judge how it operates and how the decision-making process is going on. And all the decisions made in DAO are recorded in a public blockchain, which allow anyone in the community to see how the process is going on. And well, it ensures the higher level of transparency and accountability that, yesterday's session, every people underlined as a key components to overcome the current demographic crisis. And plus, as non-human and future generation is quite requiring ultimately the borderless issues and requiring the international corporations, that our community's accessibility to globe is highly beneficial. Well, not only for the fourth branch idea and future generations and future governance, but DAO can also work for the building new types of political and social participation movements. Here is another practice I recently launched in South Korea. So the project title is Yunnan, which means in Korean eccentric, but also short for Young Adult Network. So this project aims to empower young South Koreans, to empower them to be an active and responsible citizens for our society, saying it is time for the grown-ups to grow up. So I designed the overall roadmap of this movement based on the principles and mechanism of DAO. And a few weeks ago, I hosted a pre-town event with 40 members and collected the data from their responses for the question asking the criteria and the practice that we should keep up as a young adults in our society. So after full identification, the rules and principles that we need to keep up as young adults be coded by the smart contracts. Then I will create the governance token and social funds based on the membership fees and donations. And after first round of fundraising, anyone in the community can submit a proposal to suggest any specific action plan to implement our missions on a local basis. So if the passes through the voting procedure at the last point, the proposal will be given an optimal budget to implement and take an action to leading their activity what they suggested. So of course, DAO is not exceptional for having disadvantages and limitations. Well, like practical cases, technical complexity, less efficient, and then centralized organization, and also even potential security risks exist. And of course, I don't expect digital tools and technology to completely solve the fundamental crisis the current government system has confronted. But nevertheless, I strongly believe we should take up some challenges that is newly emerging in the transformative era as democracies move forward by an endless experiment. So this year's forum asks, do we dare to hope? And I dare to say, yes, we should. Because striving to find a hope in the all disappear is our role to the last. So I will continue to make something in a new era, as you will do. Thank you for your attention. Evgaristo.